Okay, hi chat, hi stream. Hello, hello. Okay, I'm gonna put on. I found some funny new little playlists that should be good. I'm gonna make them a little quieter though, so that they're not overpowering. You guys will have to let me know how it sounds. But today I figured we would be. I usually have a sketch or line art already done by the time that we do stream art. I was in the middle of doing line art for this one. But you know, stream time came around, so you know, we're gonna be working on this. So what is it? It is. I'm actually gonna do some touch-ups while talking on that. So I've been talking for a bit about making a channel Discord. And it made me realize, I'm like, well, I don't really have like a good profile pic, because all my profile pics are just kind of like my little model guy. So I was like, hey, it'd be nice if I had like you know, like a good like icon. Gonna be honest, I don't think I like that line art. Okay, we're just starting from sketch, I guess, today, because like looking at the line art after a couple days of not touching this, I'm like, oh, I kind of don't like how it turned out. It's really not uncommon for me to like my sketches more than I like my finished line art. So I don't know, maybe I should go in on a part that I like hadn't touched yet. But yeah, honestly, I don't know, maybe let's do that. Because yeah, I don't know, I feel like I do usually like save streams for like coloring, because my line art process pisses me off. Because like it's always like doing these like wide sweeping things and not just like, I don't have a very steady hand. So like doing like that looks awful to me. That looks less awful. If I can like use the momentum of it to like, you know. So I know my line art process usually takes me a bit, but I think that's like why I tend to not do it during stream, because like it pisses me off. I'd like to be able to like fix that. I've never really found a way to fix that yet, if I'm being honest. I'm also here, I think I'm gonna do some like, because to be fair, I was just analyzing this and erasing bits. I wasn't actually like doing my warm-up sketching stuff, because normally you're supposed to do like, oh, funny warm-up sketch. So let's see. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to like get into it. Okay. I've also, so I don't know what's going on with my desk. I know, random change in subject. Honestly, I'm like half tempted to just clean up the sketch lines and just make that the line art. Like, I've been trying with this piece for days and I cannot get the line art to do what I want. You know, I'm still recovering from like having been on hiatus, so like I'm, you know, and I've been drawing a little bit here and there in my like off time. My desk is also like really distracting me. There's like a gap between the like wood panel and like what's underneath it. So like anytime I move it, it like bumps, and I'm like, no, oh, it's so distracting and bad. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I've been, like I said, I've been trying with this piece for a while. Don't know if I just need to like be... I don't know, maybe we'll try... I don't like this method though, because like it looks so wonky to me at least. I mean, oh yeah, that one. That's not so bad. Yeah, I've been having a hard time like liking my art lately. Yeah, I've never really been like good at line art. With like digitally speaking, like my traditional medium art is actually like, I don't know. I'm usually a bit better with the line art when it comes to that. What the fuck? Okay. Why is my... No. We're doing this again? Okay. If my stream jumps around... What is happening? Okay. Sorry guys, my encoder is telling me that the stream health is bad, and I don't know what to do about that. Alright, hold on. Streaming bitrate and resolution. Well, that's not what I would really like to do. Okay. Okay, maybe this is too, I don't know, is this too thick for the line art? Let's drop that a little bit. I like how I was like, let's go to, cause like I tried doing the eyes and the mouth already, and the yeah, I know that there's a stabilizer in here. Do you actually, in Clip Studio, do you know where that would be? Let's try looking that up. Because that might save me some suffering. You're so right, I forgot that that exists. Yeah. Open its settings. Sorry, I know you can't see this part. I have it cropped a certain way. Let's see. Oh! See if that's... Okay. See if that's gonna help. Because, like, I used to use stabilization tools more, but... I don't know, it still kind of just looks wonky to me, being honest. Try. Well, to be fair, I'm still using my, like, tried and true methods. Oh my gosh. I don't know what the line art is. This is like my usual like line art. Okay, apparently I can't have the stream preview on because watching me do the line art is like in the corner of my eye is crazy. Yeah. Try that. I don't know, maybe. That kind of just doesn't look how I want it to, if I'm being honest. Would it be so bad if I just colored my, like, really ugly rough sketch? Let's just do another part. Ooh, I don't know if I like the stabilization on this specific pen, if I'm being honest. Feels like it's like doing something wonky. Okay. Okay. I wanted to, okay, because I wanted to try doing something fun with the, what is, okay, sorry, guys, I'm so sorry, chat, I do not understand what is going on with my line art today. You know what, I'm just gonna go really light on the line art, I think. I can always duplicate it. I think I'm trying to, like, make it too dark off the bat, maybe. When, like, I feel like my art style is very, like, sketchy anyway. So, like, maybe that's where I'm getting stuck. Oh, no, what the fuck? Don't do that. But, like, that makes it look so weird. Also, hi, everybody in chat. Sorry I didn't say hi. Okay. I want to be like, I want to, you know, I see those people doing like the sweeping line art. Maybe it's just this pen. Like, I like the results of the pen, but working with it, like, okay, if you guys haven't noticed, because there's some angles where it's like that, and then there's some where it's like that. Like, if I go like this, and then like this, those are like very different line weights. And I usually like how varied the line weight looks because of it, but it does make drawing with it a little bit precarious, I feel. Let's see, how does that look with the sketch off? That's not so bad. Okay. Okay. Oh. Don't mind me being dumb and accidentally sketching on the... No, lock the sketch layer. I remember when, does anybody still use, Sai Paint? Like, SAI? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Because that was, like, the art program a couple years ago. Like, I know, I mean, there's so many different art programs available nowadays. like I used to use Sketchbook Pro. But then I don't actually remember why I switched to Clip Studio. Ooh, I don't know if I liked that little change I just made. Let's fix that. Excuse. Hey, it sucks that like the shift tool is like that, but it also lets you rotate the canvas, so I always get it mixed up a little bit. Yeah, the thing is, like, I've been drawing for a very long time. But I've talked about it before. During COVID, I had to take on a bunch of commissions. And I burnt myself out really, really bad. You know, along with like the everything else going on. And it made me, between like a lot of other reasons, I stopped drawing for a very long time because of it. And I wish I hadn't. I understand why I did. Because like I really needed a break. But I wish I hadn't taken, because the longer of a break you take with art, the rustier you're gonna get. Because like, you know, at the end of the day, it is kind of like riding a bike. You don't really like forget what you know. But you get that like bigger disconnect between like what you remember being able to do and what you now can currently do. And that's like a rough like dissonance to deal with. Okay, I don't hate that. I do think let's see, because I know that that's how that looks underneath there, but I kind of want to do, since that's like a little bit like bigger and brighter on the other side, might want to do something more like that. Yeah, drawing is very, it's more difficult for me right now than it used to be. Like I want to be doing like art studies and stuff to be sort of like cementing, I guess, or like bringing me back to the level I was at. But it's rough. Yeah, the thing with art is that consistency is really important, which like I'm glad in a sense that I have to do all the artwork for this channel. Ew, what is that like weird whining sound in this song? I don't like that. There we go. Okay, how do we like that? Okay, I like the angle more. I don't like this more. But yeah, drawing really is about consistency, so I've been sort of forced to like, I guess force is an aggressive word for something that I'm doing for myself for fun. But like, you know, considering that like I don't have money and I am an artist, I'm like, well, you can just draw all the stuff for the channel. Like I don't see why you know, if you want a new profile pic, you can just do that. Like if you want to make a VTuber model, that'll be more difficult, but like you can just do that. Which If people are interested, I can show you what I'm working on with that. What is this, like, weird, like, harmonica vocals that are... I think I'm gonna change the song thing here, because that one's, like, weirding me out. It sounded, like, nice when I first was listening to it, but now I'm like, I don't know, I'm not vibing with that. Okay. I can't just... there. No. 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 Okay. Maybe. There. But yeah, I don't have live 2D yet. So I'm so sorry, chat. I don't understand why the line art is pissing me off so bad this time. There's just something about the angle that's, like, not, like, working for me right now. Okay. Maybe, honestly, I think this angle is gonna do me more favors. Okay. I remember a couple of years people were, like, tweaking about, I guess not tweaking, that's a little bit crazy. But I remember Fire Alpaca being a big one, and I haven't heard about it since. So I feel like art programs, you know, they kind of come and go. But yeah, I don't have live 2D yet. I might try to grab that once I get my summer semester stipend. Ooh, okay. I kind of vibe with that. Okay, I kind of don't want to mess that up. I'm gonna do that. Ooh, one shot. Oh my god, that was way... I practiced that a little bit before stream, I'm not gonna lie. But I ended up scrapping it because I didn't like how it looked. Okay, yeah, because you would have teeth in the front. But... I don't think they would look like that, though. Let's see, how does that look? If I get rid of the sketch and see. No, I don't like that. Okay, honestly, I think I don't know. I honestly feel like we could probably just get away with, like, not. Except I don't like that either. I think I was onto something with, like, that of it. But how do mouths work? We're discovering things together, chat. Because, like, I've been wondering how I'm gonna... Oh, wait. Oh, that's kind of cute, actually. Wait a minute. That's kind of cute. If this single part could do what I want. Wait, I kind of don't hate that. What do we think? Do we think just the two? I kind of like that, actually. I don't know. Okay. I'm trying to find like a reference for what I want to do with bottom teeth. Maybe that? Or would it be like that? I don't draw like... This is gonna sound crazy to say, but I don't draw teeth very much. I don't usually like have to. So like the angle on this is actually like weirding me out. I'm like, I don't know, especially with like the style I draw, drawing like the bottom teeth is usually not like necessary. I don't know, maybe just that and then... Ooh, I have an idea. Ooh, I could use like the tongue to disrupt it, maybe? Okay, I don't know that I hate it. Hey, I've said it on the channel before, in order to become good at drawing something, you do kind of need to become like a little bit of a pervert. So maybe I need to become a... Yeah, go ahead and clip it. I kind of need to become a tooth pervert. Yeah, but normally maybe that has something to do with it, because I do feel like it's more common for like the tongue to go over the front teeth. I feel like I'm like making this way crazier than it fucking needs to be, if I'm honest. But like this looks like an oyster when I do the tongue like that. Okay, you know what? And I think we're just gonna have to call that on that. Even if I don't love it. Yeah, I'm not like... Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone for right now, because I can't figure out a way to do that that's like satisfying to me right this second. Okay. So... Oh, well, okay. Well, that was easy. Okay. I will not complain about that. Okay. Because I know this part's not going to be as easy. Unless let's turn up the stabilization, I guess. Okay. I keep like... Oh, that was almost good. Because I'm so used to being like, I just need to do it in one shot. Hands are ass... They're so bad. You know what, we're gonna try doing that. I had gotten pretty good at hands. For a bit. Okay. That might be the one. We'll have to see. I'd gotten pretty good at hands before my hiatus. But now they're back to being kind of poo-poo diaper. I know these ones look good. And that's why references are so important and good. No, that's what? Girl, duplicate. Get duplicated, idiot. Okay, honestly, not mad. I do kind of wish there wasn't like these tangents up top. So I might actually, yeah, let me. No. Okay, I might need to lasso this. Which, I'm just gonna, hey, devs at Clip Studio Paint, I just want to talk, because why the fuck is the lasso tool on Clip Studio the M key? Like, M as in, like, macaroni and cheese. Why is it not the fucking L? What do we even get if you get the L tool? L tool? It's lighting? What? What does that even mean? Is anybody out here even using that? I've never used that in my life. I use the lasso tool every single day of my existence on this hell ass of an earth. And like, what do you mean M for the lasso tool? It's a lasso. Make that the L key. Make M for the or O for operation. I'll kill you. Okay. So already I do like this more than what I was dealing with before. We'll get to the I'll fix the bottom teeth at some point in my life. Okay. So, and I like where the eyes are. They were a little too up high for my liking a minute ago because they were creating, this is like a healthy enough of a gap for it to not tangent. For those of you who don't know, in art, a tangent is basically like, let's say you have object A, right? Right there. You got object A. And then you have like object B, which is over, you know, over here. See, healthy distance, no tangent. But then if you put object B, like, if you put object B like right here, and then you get rid of like this, well, that's still not a tangent. Because that's just, you know, that's layering. That's layering, baby. But then if you put an object right there, or right there, those are tangents. That's not good in digital in art design and composition. So we were getting a little bit too much of that before. Hey guys, you can't say that I never taught anybody anything. Every once in a while I'm like, wow, art school really did like happen. Wow. Oh, sorry, I didn't see all of chat going on. Yeah, I did see the thing about hands. Yeah, Holly, if you wanna like find some like teeth references, cause like, yeah, like I was saying, I don't think I've ever drawn teeth from this angle before. I actually don't know if I've drawn like a mouth at this angle where like, cause normally I would just have the tongue be here and call it a day. But since I am like, ooh, funny otter, I'm like, I got little fangies. So I did kind of want that part to come through a little bit. maybe... might be a little annoying, but... because I know I said I liked them. Gonna do that. Yeah, there we go! Okay. I think... ooh. We're going to struggle and do the face next. Because face angles always kind of kill me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Yeah, like I was saying before, and I've been talking about it a little bit on and off the channel, but even though I haven't gotten Clip Studio, not Clip Studio, that's literally what I'm drawing on. Even though I haven't gotten Live 2D just yet, I have been studying like VTuber modeling and rigging and all of that. And I'm so scared about it. Oh, I don't like that. That's alright. That's also alright. Okay, I think that's where the troubles started. It's like... oh. Nope. Maybe if I... oh. I know you're supposed to flip your art. I need to get better about doing that, because, like, I'm gonna be honest, chat, I don't do that. Maybe if I do, like, there? Because that's gonna be hidden underneath the hands anyway. Well, maybe if I do... no, yeah, chin like that. Okay. I might have to flip it. I'm scared, guys. Oh, it's not so bad. Oh, it's not that bad. Okay. Because, yeah, I'm so used to, like, drawing characters looking this way. Okay, is it just me, or did this, like, lose all of the elements of, like, what I like? Why is this brush looking weird? Okay. Is it because my microphone is right there? I might need to... and I like how I'm blaming, like, literally everything but my, like, my own self. Nope. A little bit off. Hey, nobody can accuse me of using AI. Oh. Hi. Oh my god, why is it going so far? It's like going beyond what I want. It's like I want it to just go like there. There. Okay, that's not quite what I want, but I'll accept it. Okay, okay. That's better. Nope. You know what would be nice if the eraser erased within the fucking lines of the indicator? Because it doesn't do that. That would be nice if it did that. Okay. Okay. And how does that look this way? Oh, I don't really like it this way. What the actual fuck? I erased this. Get the fuck out of here. Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna use a hidden ninjutsu of the liquefy tool. Sort of adjust some things here. Okay, because if you're like looking at it from here, it's not bad, but let's turn off the sketch. There's just something about it I'm not digging. When I look at the sketch, yeah, I really, really like the sketch. Okay, I do think I'm noticing that I'm not liking the eyebrows, even though maybe it was a sign that they were too easy. Okay, I'm gonna open this up a bit. Let's see. How is that? Nope. Okay, I think I like that better. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I don't like the... Yeah, I'm not digging the face line. Okay, I'm just gonna scrap that and start over. Oh. I already like that more. I do want to adjust stuff. Because that line art came out a little wonky donkey. Ooh, so did the chin. Let's fix the chin a bit. Okay, did I just mess it up? Oh my god. Ah! I'm so sorry. What has happened? I feel like today, especially, my hand is not doing what it's trained to do. What is it doing? Okay. I'm sorry I'm not being more engaging today, too, because... Okay. Okay. I'm not mad about it. I do think the line weight could be fixed a bit. Okay. I'm having like a weird disconnect. To be fair, because like the tablet I draw on is I have to look at my monitor while I draw. So there's always been like a weird level of like disconnect. I do have a tablet that... Okay. This is going to be kind of embarrassing, kind of like, what the hell are you doing, Marie? I do have 2 tablets, that have, the screen on them. So I have 3 tablets in total, actually. And I am still out of habit using the one, that does not have a screen on it. So I have to have much better hand-eye coordination. while using it. Which allow me to defend myself a little bit, because I know that that's crazy. But when I've tried using the tablets, with the monitor on it, with like the screen, I should say, on it, it's like, how do I say it? The one screen I had was like, the first one I got is very squeaky. And it did not feel like drawing on paper or my tablet. So it was like a completely new thing I'd have to get used to again. Which, you know, is fair. I just, at the time, was like, no. Maybe if I'm shifting. Okay. Do that. Okay. Try. Yeah. Okay. And then the second one, I'll admit I haven't really tried it out. My partner gave me that like a while ago. And between like the move and like constantly having like stuff going on with my computer for the past couple months, I just haven't really tried it. I tried it a little bit and I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. So I've just pushed off messing with it, I'll be honest. I blame the autistic aversion to change. Okay. But yeah, I've been studying live 2D for a bit, just like watching tutorials and following along and all of that. And it has me like more scared than before to even like try to do like my full-fledged model off the bat. So I'm probably gonna like play around with like a couple of like goofy like little chibi things for a bit. To be honest, I don't think I like the hair swoop like that. It should be a little bit more. Like, I like it being the... Okay. Let's have these meet here. Okay. I do like that a bit better, I'm gonna admit. I have been given references of otter teeth. I can actually probably show you guys some of these. Oh, okay. Because, yeah, like, you know. Well, unless I just have Clip Studio showing. Do I have that up? No, that's up. That you can see. So you see how like otters have like these little fangs. See? Aren't otters cute? Aren't we so cute? So I'll look at that in a bit when I go back to doing the teeth. Okay. Teeths. Teethers. Connecting line art is the bane of my existence. I'm gonna go back to that method we were doing before, where it's just a little bit. There we go. Oh my god, there we go. Okay. I do think, not to be a pain in the butt, but I want to go through and sort of fix this because it's not quite doing what I want. Oh. Did that fix it? I would say that fixed it. I do want to fix, I think you guys are starting to see why I tend to do my line art before streams usually, when I can help it, because yeah, this is kind of just my line art process, unfortunately. It's just to suffer. Okay. Yeah. Posture is pretty importante, unfortunately. I say as I'm slouched over my shit like a monkey. Okay. So let's do... Let's see. I think we'll do like, because I wish that it gave me like the same, because like I showed this earlier, but when you do this versus this, or this, okay, well that made it look the same, because that is not the same as that, is how I should put it. Like this and this, not the same. So I know I've been like bitching and griping about this specific pen tool, this pencil tool, whatever. It is my favorite, which is unfortunate because it does this to me all the time and makes my life a living nightmare. But it is my favorite pen, unfortunately. Because like I like this textured look it gives. The rest of it I could kind of do without, if I'm being honest. Oh my god, the eraser. Hey, Clip Studio, is it just... Why am I having such a hard time today? I feel like... Is it my fault or is it the program? I'm not even like as rusty as I could comparatively be, all things considered. I drew this fairly recently. Okay, there we go. What the fuck is... Hey, people who make, like, lo-fi, like, instrumental music, please stop putting little, like, hoppy, like, freaking Pikmin sounding. Like, okay, this is gonna be kind of like a cut, but if anybody here has watched Don Don, or at least knows, oh my god, what the fuck is it doing? If anybody's watched Don Don, or like just knows the opening, by Creepy Nuts, I didn't notice it before, but they have like I think they have like actual sound bites from like Pikmin, like from the Pikmin games and stuff. And now that I've noticed it, I can't unnotice it. And it like kind of overpowers the rest of the song to my brain now. And I'm not even saying that like it sounds bad, but like once I notice things like that, it's so easy for my brain to like latch onto it and like not be able to like take in anything else. So yeah, once a song like introduces like elements like that, I'm like, oh, I can't, because I use music to focus a lot. Or like if I just like the sound of a song, like that one's not so much unique because that's what everyone does. Yeah, I heard that they invented this new thing called music recently. But yeah, my point being, that, you know, as somebody who uses music to like concentrate and like study or like block out like noise stuff, adding in Pikmin is like the worst thing you could do to me personally. Okay. Let's see. Might as well tackle the hair up here next, I feel. Let's see. Gonna be another one that might give us some trouble unless I change the angle of it. Okay. I want to like one of these days become really good at like actual like anime hairstyle, because like I think like I kind of just tend to use like very like big broad shapes with my hair right now, which isn't like a bad thing, it's just what it is. There. That angle is no longer doing me any favors. Oh. Okay. Here. I think I'm gonna add that to here. And then what? Why is it like getting snagged? My pen feels like it's getting snagged on something that I can't see. That's like that's like the feeling I've been fighting this whole time. What is going on? Is it because I cleaned my tablet? Let's see. Because alternatively, let's check something. I'm gonna try replacing my pen nib, because it's been a hot minute since I've done that. And it would not be the first time I have been done dirty by a pen nib. Stream preview is also so off. Okay. There we go. That's that. Yeah, I just don't think I currently have like the pen control for the kind of art style I want to have. Clearly. Oh. So I've done something I didn't want to do. And that was probably a while ago. Okay, I'll deal with that eventually. For now, those could become the same layer. Yeah, the layering and stuff is basically what I'm afraid of. I am... Is stream like... I feel like chat is like really behind on what I've been talking about. I don't know if that's another connective issue. If that is, I am sorry. Okay, now this new nib feels a little too smooth and is a little... Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know if I want to mess with the shape any more than that. Other than... There. Okay. What is this freaking song? I think I'm just gonna get rid of that from the playlist, actually. I'll be like, thing is like, I'll be vibing to a playlist and then all of a sudden, it just has like a bunch of songs that are like, real like, experimental. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I don't want that though. I didn't ask for that. Okay. I feel like it's coming out pretty cute so far. Okay. It also just hit me very recently that I am an idiot. Tragic, I know. But I have been drawing something wrong for a while now. And it's only really come to my attention recently. And that would be the fact that I have been drawing, you know, the little fun pencil part of my design. Behind my ear, where it should be partially in front. So... That was a fun thing to realize. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, what's up with them putting like weird, like if I want instrumentals, I don't want like weird vocals underneath it. There we go. Saving because people forget to save, and by people I mean me. I mean I joke, but like I did used to be really bad at saving, and that has bit me in the butt for many times. And like when you're in art school, the professors will, because like I'd already been drawing for a while before art school, even digitally, but they would always be like, you need to save your work. And other people would be like, yeah, okay, we get it. And like me and the professors would be like, no, you don't get it. You need to save your work, brother. Okay. So this does go a bit in front. Why am I not liking how that's happening? There we go. That's I will. Ooh. There we go. Okay. Then that. And then we can like mostly freestyle it. It doesn't have to look exactly like the sketch when it comes to like this part. There we go. Okay, now for the other side. So, I've finally started getting back into watching the anime I'm behind on. Which this time I'm not even behind because of school. I don't know if my fellow, sea sailors, have noticed, but a lot of the resources that I was using were taken down. So I've been having to find a new one, but that's not been going very well. Or do I think I do now more. So that's been, I've been like really, I've been getting more and more behind. Because, you know, my brokey ass didn't have, like, hasn't had a way to watch anything for like a few months now. So there's like a few, like, I don't know, they're probably not even like worth talking about in the sense of like they're kind of niche compared to like the mainstream entries from the past couple seasons. But I have like a bunch of stuff that like I've been behind on for like months. Including like I've like barely touched the like current season of like anime. I'm noticing a few things that I could do to fix. Like I'm not liking this. So let's do something else there. Yeah, I think I'm not liking just how this is turning out. So I'm just gonna freehand that off of the sketch. Because I think that'll be fine. No, that would be behind. Let's do that. Yeah, that works. That's fine. Okay, I like that better than what it was doing before. I swear to God, if I like do all this line art and I still just like the sketch better. Chat, I know that we've been doing this for a bit. I fear I have to try something crazy. Here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lock that and put that like that. I think I'm gonna try to just clean up the sketch art. Now, I know we've just spent the past, like, however long working on on actual line art. And I am so sorry. But I kind of just want to see how this will look if I just tidy it up. Because I like the sketch so much more than I like whatever we're doing with the line art, and I'm so sorry. I feel like I should have just taken this approach from the start, but no, don't do that. No, that's not what I've been. Okay. Let's see. Hey chat, is the lag like bad for you guys? Because I've been noticing that I think there's a lag, but okay, it might just be bio that's that stream is lagging then. Which isn't a big deal, obviously. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like a me thing. Okay. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I do think that's not too bad. Okay. What we can do, I was gonna say, I don't like that so much. And these can... I know I was like fangirling about Digimon in stream a couple weeks ago. I'm thinking about bringing back Digimon Survive, because I never did finish the game. But you know, there was stuff happening. I'm also, against my better judgment, because I'm a crazy person, but I'm gonna be not possibly, we've already planned it. So my friend Brooke and I are gonna be doing, Subnautica again, probably starting next week. And I'm like, why did I agree to this? This is... Because, yeah, I know Subnautica 2 came out, so everyone's playing Subnautica 2. Well, okay. I know Subnautica 2 early release, like early access is out. I know the game itself isn't like, ooh, ready. But, oh, ooh. But considering that I never finished the first Subnautica, she was like, well, you should probably finish that because this is like a sequel. And I'm like, okay, I guess so. I guess I should finish the really scary nightmare bad game. So, that's what we're gonna do. Is finish and play the super scary bad nightmare game. Against my better judgment and my will. Face is already preying on my downfall. I'm curious about 2. So she and I, we might have to start from scratch because I think we're gonna try to find a multiplayer mod for the first game, because the first game by itself is not multiplayer. But she said that she has like a decent multiplayer mod that like we can look into. Cause yeah, like I stopped playing Subnautica on the channel, and kind of in general because I can't handle that kind of stuff by myself. Which is funny because like I do love the horror genre. I'm just like bad at doing it by myself. And like horror games, like I can do horror book like novels. I mean that like most of them aren't even scary. They're just kind of a joke. But like horror movies I can do by myself. I can't play horror games by myself. And there's also the fact that back then, I didn't have nearly as much of an active chat as I do now. Which, you know, we still have like a very small, like I'm still a very, very small channel. So it's still like relatively like, you know, some days are kind of hit and miss on if people are gonna be like around or not. Ooh. Okay. See that? Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say Holly, because like, so we were talking about whether or not we're gonna go watch the Backrooms movie, because I really want to. I really, really want to. But Holly was like, well, I don't know, I'm not good with horror movies, and I'm like, you're the least scared motherfucker when we play Repo. Like, the rest of us are like screaming and crying, and you're just like, nope, I live here. I, 'cause, 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 ' So when you were like, I'm not good with the scary movies, I was kind of surprised on that. But I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna, like, say that that's not fair. Because, like, that's fair. Because, like, there's different, like, you know, the horror genre is so, like, versatile and stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna bring up something that's, like, relatively, I don't want to say controversial, because this is YouTube, and I doubt that we I doubt that we care that much about it here, because, like, if anybody in the chat is a Stephen King fan, then that's just too damn bad, because, like, anybody who knows me knows that I hate Stephen King. I hate his writing. I know that, like, the art doesn't inherently mean stuff about the author, right? Like, there has to be some sort of, like, distance there. But I have read several of his works, and all of them are just like, I'm like, and I bring this up because, and, like, I don't find his writing scary. He has moments, like, I will give him, there is the maze scene in The Shining is, like, very pleasantly unnerving. And I thought that was, like, a well done scene. Like, he's good at writing, like, scary scenes, amidst a bunch of bullshit. But anyway, so I was expressing this because, like, maybe it's not so strong an opinion to have here. But coming out and saying you hate Stephen King as a literature major, it's a stronger stance. Than, like, ooh, I'm a streamer, I'm a gamer, he, I don't like the funny book man. But I was talking with somebody, and she was, like, doing the usual, like, because, like, my thing with King is that I read one book when I was, like, in high school, and I was like, oh, I hate this guy. And then, like, a couple years later, somebody was like, well, that's not fair, that's, like, one of his worst titles. And I was like, okay, but I'm allowed to judge an author based off of any of their works I pick up. And they were like, no, you gotta read, like, a more, like, you know, a better one. And I was like, okay. So I pick up another one that was curious to me. And I'm like, yeah, no, I hate this. This is ass. And then I put it down, and, like, I finished it. Because they were like, well, that's not even fair. You didn't even finish the first one. And I'm like, yeah, because it was bad. So then I finished the second one that I read and was like, okay, don't want to do that again. And then the next person I talked to about it was like, but that's also one of his bad ones. And I'm like, you can't say that about every single book of his that I pick up. You can't, because then all of his writing is just bad. And they were like, no, you gotta read this one. You gotta read The Shining. And I'm like, it's his best one. And I'm like, okay. So I read The Shining, front, cover to back to cover, and I hated it. I have not had a single reading interaction with this man's work that I thought that he was a good, like, writer. Again, aside from, like, the random, like, really good scenes amongst the bullshit. But, like, the bullshit is dire. So ever since then, I'm like, I am never going to willingly pick up a Stephen King book and, like, finish it. I'm never gonna, like, willingly read. And honestly, not even that. I'm just never gonna willingly pick up another Stephen King book. So I mentioned this, to one of my peers in my English program. And she was like, you know, doing the usual, like, well, that's not his best one. Oh, well, that's not his best one. Oh, well, oh, you didn't like his best one. And she was like, well, honey, maybe horror is just not for you. And I'm like, that's, like, it pushed me into the nightmare zone, because I, as a horror fan, especially, like, in novels, I hate that Stephen King is synonymous with horror. Because his shit isn't scary. It's just gross. Like, he relies so much on, like, shock factor and, like, gross factor. And, like, in everything he writes. And I'm like... And if you like it, then that's fine. Like, I'm not gonna, you know, shit on your parade. That's not the saying. But, like, I'm not gonna, like, you know, say that you don't have a right to like it. I'm saying that I don't like it and he's bad. But being told, oh man, maybe horror is just not the genre for... No! Stephen King is just not an author I enjoy, you dirty backpack. Like, don't tell someone that they don't like a genre because they don't like a particular creator within that genre. That's crazy to me. I literally, like, I looked at her like she was insane because that was an insane thing to tell someone. And, like, she could not understand, like, that I was like, no, because I was like, I like horror. And she was like, oh. And I'm like, yeah. I like this genre. I don't like Stephen King. Because he's not... He might write within the genre, but he's not, like, the guy. He's not, like, the only horror writer. Okay, anyway, Marie Otter soapbox rant finished for that topic, but... Yeah, so we're gonna be playing Subnautica again. We might need to start from scratch. Yeah, like, and I don't mean it to be like, you know, like a contrarian thing. But maybe if I do that. Oh, honestly, that could be such an easy solution to the problem here if I just do that and then... But then... Okay, that's... Thank you for the reference pictures, Holly. Because I do think that that immediately fixed my problems. Okay. Yeah, because it's not like, you know, I'm being a contrarian. Like I'm not liking something just because it's popular. Trust me, I tried to like him. But no, it just wasn't happening. And that can't be my fault. But yeah, I do think it's funny when people find out that I'm like a big, like, I don't know, because like, thing with, even though I am and do consider myself to be like a scary, like a horror fan, I am picky. Um, like, I do think, even though, like, okay, because I've only read one novel by T. Kingfisher. I want to do the... I still have the sketch, so it's okay. But I've only read one thing by T. Kingfisher, and even though I felt that she didn't finish the novel that I read very strongly, I still really enjoyed it. And I want to read more works by her. But yeah, it's I've noticed that, like, my biggest thing with, like, horror games can get away with it a little bit because of the interactive nature of gaming. So, like, even if you, like, understand it better, you are still experiencing it and, like, living it. And it's still, like, scary because you're dealing with it. But I feel like with movies and novels, it's such a, like, hard medium to get right because, like, I feel like the best scary movies are those that can explain the problem, like, what's going on without, like, it detracting from how scary it is. Because some things get scarier the more you understand them. And I like that. I like when a genre can actually, like, pull that off. Because sometimes, like, when you explain it, you risk explaining it in a way that, like, makes it, ridiculous or silly or just, like... Because a lot of the fear factor in horror comes from the unknown. So when something is known, then it's not going to be nearly as scary. So I've noticed that that's sort of like a balance that horror creators have a hard time, you know, hitting. Because and I'm not going to sit here and say that I have, like, the answer or, like, you know, what they can do instead, because, like, it's a hard thing to, like, do, and it's an even harder thing to do well. But it just, you know, it just does mean that it's gonna affect whether I like the thing or not. Weirdly enough, I think cartoons kind of do it the best, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm a big fan of, like, thing that doesn't seem like it should be scary, but it ends up becoming, like, the most horrifying thing you've ever seen. Stuff like... I know people are, like, always talk about Adventure Time when it comes to this kind of stuff. I never really watched Adventure Time. My more example is, like, sure, Gravity Falls is a big one. But there is a show called Centaur World that, like, I feel like does this extremely well. Because it's able to pair, like, it utilizes the goofiness of the premise and the setting so well that when, like, the horror starts up. Oh, and Over the Garden Wall is great at horror also. Yeah, I mean, Holly, I do agree with you in a sense. I do think I have a little bit of, I don't want to say, like, a nuanced take, but it should absolutely, like, I think it kind of like blends in with my idea of like, you should be allowed to not like something or not vibe with something, even if it's good. Like, good and liking aren't like interchange, like they're not the same thing. Like I talked about this a little bit last week, where I was saying that, like, you know, I've had conversations with like my you know, my peers in my English program, who, you know, they've been like, well, how did you like this work? And I'm like, I understand like the cultural relevance and the skill of the person who made it. That being said, I don't like it. Because because like maybe I didn't vibe with even if I could understand how well executed they were as literary devices, I could be like, I didn't like the characters. Like I didn't like, I would not read this on my own time if it wasn't for my literature courses. Like I do think that there's, I think it's fair to like have something get really, really good later on and like giving it the chance to become that. I think there's a difference between like something taking like, so okay, here, perfect example, chat, actually. Bio. Yes. Courage the Cowardly Dog was a great example of a cartoon horror. That is, yes, you guys are, chat, you're so smart. And yes, Nowhere King mention, yes, Centaur World fans. But yeah, so my point being, when I'm watching like a new show, when I'm watching like a new anime or show or whatever, I have what I call the 3-episode test. I'm not saying I invented this concept. I'm sure that other people use this as well. But if I don't enjoy, because like something could have like a really shaky first episode. I do think the first episode is like the most important episode, like of getting people's attention. It's the same with like books and stuff. You have to like have a killer introduction, because like you gotta get to the premise, you gotta get to the selling point. But like there are things that have like a shaky like first episode, but are like super, super good. So instead of just like dropping something the second I don't like it, I do the 3-episode test where I'm like, okay, I'll give this show a couple episodes to like see if I vibe with it, and like see if it becomes something like really good in a few episodes. So I usually do that within 3. If I don't like something within 3 episodes, I'm not gonna keep trying to watch it. Which, I feel like that's a good compromise of, I gave it a chance, I just didn't like it. Which obviously everybody's within their freedom and parameters to like, if the second you don't like something and you don't want to watch it, that's fucking fine, who cares? Like if it's not for you, then it's not for you. But, like, I think that that's very different than, those people who are like, it gets really good in season 5, I promise. And it's like, no. Absolutely not. If something's not good by season 1, I'm not fucking watching it. Like, no, that's unacceptable. If it's not good by season 2, that's not acceptable. Frankly, if it's not good by season 1, I'm still probably gonna drop it, honestly. Hmm. Yeah, I was worried about the line weight on that. I'm actually gonna... This is what I'm gonna do. As... Yeah, I'm actually gonna... Let's change this. Okay. Immediately better. Yeah, I'm gonna... I do think maybe if I do like that. Nope. There we go. That way the line art's not so heavy that it's an like overwhelming presence like off the bat. Okay. There we go. Now I can bump up the wine length? The line weight. Up again a little smidgen. Yeah, I'm not caught up on Beat Break yet. But I'm on my way. Okay, this pen calm the hell down. Okay. I did get a couple episodes caught up. Not fully, but you know, better than where I was at like a week ago. But yeah, it's been kind of hard. Like, I've been trying to, like, take my breaks and do that. But while I'm working on, like, shorts, I'm working on the video essay. I'm... Actually, hey, chat. Hey, chat, while I have you here, how interested would we be in watching me make an animatic for the first time ever? Like, as a stream. Gotta get that content in. Because I've never made one. And I'm like, well, that could fit into, like, my art streams. Because otherwise... Because I've had moments where I'm like, man, do I really have the time to be working on an animatic while I have, like, 2 video essays on the back burner and, like, I'm actively streaming and doing shorts and stuff? Like, I don't know. And then I was like, well, if you stream yourself making it, then maybe. So it is going to be, a couple months ago, Kim and I did, we reference it pretty often, because I pronounce some Pokemon names a little uniquely. And I know this, but my partner hates it. Because she's a Pokemon purist. She's like, no, it has to be the way that the anime says it, and So, we did a stream a couple months ago where I pronounced every single Pokemon name. And it was really funny. I thought that there were some good, like, clips from it. But when I was thinking, I'm like, I don't know if this could be, like, a short. Because most of my, like, clips that I get, I turn into shorts. I am thinking about making, the first Uma Musume stream shorts that I was gonna make into just, like, a compilation. like, you know, because the shorts themselves, I was like, I don't know how I feel about these, like, individually, but, like, I think as, like, a little, like, you know, clip compilation, like, that could be, I feel like that would be better. So when I was, like, getting all of the, like, clips from the Pokemon, like, stream, I was like, I don't know how I could really make these into, like, interesting shorts, especially, like, with, you know, people not having the context, like, immediately. And then I was like, oh my god, this would be so funny as an animatic. So I'm like, okay, I can put all of the sound bites together and make an animatic out of it. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. But I have not started. I haven't started working on it or storyboarding it or anything. Again, I've been so preoccupied with, like, making everything else. And like I said, so this is gonna be, I think I'm gonna make it the icon for the channel as well. Sorry, I'm getting a little raspy. Getting a little raspy there. But yeah, like, you know, I'm and any art stuff I've been working on, like, I need to do a new thumbnail for the Subnautica stream. And, like, other streams that I'm planning on doing, like, relatively soon, like, soon enough to warrant, like, me making, like, a thumbnail for them. Oh, come on. Okay, that's not horrible. Okay. Just need to clean up a couple other things, and then honestly, I think... Sorry, I got distracted by needing to focus on that. Yeah, I'm making sure that I don't burn myself out. I think there's also the fact that, like, you know, this isn't my job. I'd like for it to be my job someday. That'd be nice. But I don't get paid to do this. So I do, like, this channel, at least, like, for now, is purely for fun. So, like, everything I'm making and doing, like, I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't. But if I need to take any breaks, like, I am gonna probably, I know I've, like, seemed really, like, busy with, like, really packed streaming schedules and that's probably gonna pull back a little bit starting on the 1st, because that's when my summer semester classes kick in. So I might need to, like, you know, pull my focus to that a bit more than the channel. But, you know, I'm much less likely to burn myself out working on stuff that I like and that brings me joy and that I'm curious about and that I'm interested in than, you know, because I know earlier I was talking about, like, my burnout, my art burnout from before. And, like, the reason why I, like, pin a lot of it on the fact that I was taking a lot of commissions at the time, which I do want to start taking commissions again. I know that, like, this seems like not a great segue to that. I do want to start taking commissions again. I think that the problem from then was that I was only doing commission art. I wasn't working on anything for myself. I wasn't doing anything. Like, everything was so money focused. And unfortunately, that is kind of like a reason why I do want to start opening up commissions again, especially once I learn how to use Live 2D. If people are interested in like my models that I end up making, like, you know, I'd love to be able to do that as well. But yeah, it's kind of taken me like way too long to realize that, like, as an artist, like, so there's a reason why, you know, there's a lot of reasons why I didn't go back to art school once COVID, I don't want to say settled down or went back to normal, because we all know that that's not really the case. But you know, there's a reason I didn't go back to art school. There's reasons I didn't go back to art school. And one of them was that I realized, from the career aspect, working on a bunch of other people's stuff and never having the time or energy to work on anything for myself, just made me ill. It killed my creativity. It made me not even want to draw, because nothing I was drawing, like, I wasn't really interested in a lot of the stuff I was drawing. None of it was like my own characters or my own stuff. And yeah, it burnt me out. And like, you know, especially having like lived through that burnout and I feel like I have like better, like, I'm better at paying attention to warning signs than I was back then too. Because I prioritize taking breaks now. Because I was, okay, not to trauma dump. Yeah, I like this way more than what we were doing with the other line art, if I'm being honest. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of that. So yeah, not to trauma dump. I know that, like, saying stuff about my, like, parents and, like, my childhood unprompted, like, can be kind of heavy. So warning, I guess. Even if I don't see it as, like, being heavy, I see it just more as, like, what it was. But, where's the... No. Where's the ruler? Oh, that's the ruler. What do you mean the ruler is you? I'll kill you. What do you mean the ruler is you? Ugh. No, that's not what I want. But yeah, I was raised in a very rough household where, you know, taking breaks was seen as, a really, really bad thing. Like, taking, like, if you weren't being productive 24/7, then, like, then you're, you know, then you're bad. You're doing something bad. And, oh, showing all layers. There you go. Ooh, nope, don't do that. And it took me a very, very long time to understand that that's bullshit. It took me a very, very long time to unlearn the guilt that come with that. With, you know, taking care of yourself and taking breaks. those were not things that were like held very important or cared about while I was growing up. So, you know, all of that to say that I've been, you know, trying to unlearn a lot of that stuff and like learn to take care of myself better. So, you know, like not studying for like 6 hours straight with no break. Not like drawing for like 5 hours. Okay, I do want... I see this, and I would like this to go down there and to be a part of there. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Because now that's just that. And now I can do this. Maybe if I do... Yeah, all of that to say, taking breaks is important. Which I'm sure most people already knew that. But I did not know that. And now I do know that. So yay! Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna title this as glasses. Oh, whoopsie daisy. I'm gonna title this as glasses. I'm used to putting my pen in my mouth when I'm drawing. Sorry, I don't know if that's gross or not. But since I'm streaming and needing to talk, I'm like, oh, I guess I can't do that part. Okay, so first of all, before I get into anything else, I would like to go that and this. Maybe again. Okay. Boop. Okay. Maybe... I don't know. I don't think we need to, like... Well... No, that is a thing that I need to do. I need to go in and, like, edit the... the line variation. So it's like, it's not necessary in the sense of, like, you know, the art's fine without it, but, like, it is necessary in the way that, like, varying line weight does enhance the quality and value of your art a lot. So it's just, it's good to be in the habit of doing that. Yeah, I'm excited about the stuff that I'm working on. Again, so probably gonna start working on the animatic relatively soon. I do need to edit the audio down and like make the clips into like actual like audio bites. I don't know, maybe add like some fun sound effects and stuff. So it's not even like ready for me to work on it as an animatic yet. But I should be working on that soon. But yeah, I've been working on the last two Pokemon Ranger video essays, which I'm very excited about. We're not quite at the recording stage yet. I'm still... And honestly, I might not be able to get to that point too soon. Because there's still some, like, stuff I need to get from the post-game. And some stuff that, like... So there's more recording stuff I need to do in, like, the sense of getting more footage. And then I need to go through and, like, finish the script. And then give it, like, some editing time. I hope I can start recording in the next, like, week or two. Because then I can get into the editing stage, which is... I was surprised by how much fun I had editing the first video essay. Especially because I'm pretty new to editing in general, and I'm pretty bad at it. Oh, this is the... Oh, right. So I'm gonna ask you, chat. Okay. So, for the glasses. Because I guess I should just bring that down and put that as that, so that they're just a part of the glasses. Okay. So for the glasses, do we like just this? Keep it nice and simple, or do we like the double? And then I can color in the glasses rims. Or do we just like the usual plain twinkles? That's, well, we're not doing it without glasses, but we got full lenses, so the double option, or just usual. I'll let y'all decide while I'm working on stuff. Working on touch-ups. Yeah. Oh. Cool. Oh. Oh, and then just because I've been thinking about it, for those of you who are like usually on the Uma stream, I think I've decided who... I know I've been putting it to a poll usually, which I do like to do. But I think I've decided the next 2 career runs after winning ticket is done. I think, because I know a bunch of people were already like wanting me to do Bakushin next. Which I agree with. So I think we're gonna do Bakushin next. And then we're gonna do... I've kind of decided that I want us to do Haru after Bakushin. Oh, hi, Tia. I felt movement in the force and needed to start talking about Uma Musume immediately. Tia, I think you'd also be excited to know that the reason I'm working on this in particular is so that I can use it as an icon for the Discord server when I'm making it. Which should be soon. I've been telling everybody that I've been working on a bunch of stuff recently, so that's been, you know, it's in the works. I think I'm also just, like, making it out to be something bigger in my head than it actually is. But it's in the works. It's happening. But yeah, I think, because one, like, during my team races, because, like, everybody else, all my other slots for, like, mile and medium and you know, like, all the other stuff, the racers that we've done so far have been, like, really, like, you know, doing well and doing strong. But I don't have any veteran Uma Musume who are good at sprint or dirt. Aside from, like, the Haru and the Bakushin they give you. And compared to my, like, B+ rank veterans, they're not doing so hot, admittedly. So I was like, okay, I think it's time for me to, like, do their career runs to give, like, my team racing, like, a better edge. Why is this giving me a hard time? Yeah, I think, I don't know, I could be totally wrong and, like, overconfident now that I've, like, been playing for a little while. But, like, I don't know, because, like, I knew Haru was a bit more difficult than the others. That was, like, one of the things I went into the game kind of knowing. Because I'd heard about Haru Urara from, like, a bunch of people before. And, like, seeing Uma Musume stuff online, like, here and there. But, so I was like, I don't want it to be, like, one of my first ones. But now that, like, we've been playing it for a bit, like, I mean, I've been playing it for a few months now. I'm like, okay, I could probably do, like, a decent Haru URA run. I don't think Bakushin is supposed to be particularly difficult. Nobody's, like, expressed that to me, at least. Oh, hello, Evergreen! Wow, the gang is all here. Everybody was summoned by Uma Musume talk. I need Uma Musume to sponsor me so that we can just make this an Uma channel. Okay, I think I need to do some variation up here. Go. Corn dog pasta. Yeah, because I've got, I don't have an Ogre, but I do have a Taiki shuttle, and I know that we've talked about her being decent, so I was considering, doing Taiki shuttle for the dirt on my team, but I'm like, I do want to do a Haru run. Like, I don't want to avoid Haru, like, I like her, and I want to do her story. So yeah, I think after winning ticket, we're gonna do Bakushin, and then after that, we're gonna do Haru. And maybe that was a little too thick there. Then I kind of... There. There we go. That's not so bad. And then, ooh, I probably want to do a little bit thicker around there. Oh, that was going so well before that little bump. Oh, yes! Go. Yeah, I liked charcoal. Yeah, we did a lot of work with charcoal in my, in art school. I'd like to go back to it. It's fucking messy, though. It is so messy. But doing, like, charcoal and, like, being able to mess with, like, doing lighting values, with charcoal is so fun. Yeah. Charcoal is great. I know Haru's sad. I know something. I know some stuff. Not a lot, actually, though. But like, yeah, I want to do a Haru run. So not soon, but in the next, like, honestly, probably it probably won't be for like a month from now, actually. Yeah, I did hear about Haru. That happened like relatively recently, didn't it? In the last like year, I think. I know it wasn't like recent, like a couple weeks ago, but like, you know. I think it happened like before I got into the game properly, actually. And yeah, I'm not against doing an air groove career. It probably just won't be soon. Because I have a lot of others that I would rather do in like before. It's not because I don't like her, I just have ones that I like a lot more. Like the fact that we've not done a Meijiro McQueen run yet is kind of crazy to me because I do like Meijiro McQueen a lot. Plus, isn't it nice that I'm not in school right now and it means that I don't have to like rush off and like have like eeny meeny streams and I can actually like continue doing stuff without having to like rush off to work on assignments? I've been liking that. I'm gonna give this a little bit of a fine one. Okay, they're giving us the rundown here. Aw, Grass Wonder died too. Yeah, well, you know, 10-10. Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, I've kind of been, at least like with the horses we've been using, I kind of figure, like, you know, considering, because horses live typically, what, like 30 something years on average? Ish? Sometimes more, sometimes less. And considering that, like, a lot of the horses from the game that are at least available to me were, like, largely active in, like, the 80s, like, 70s and 90s, I'm like, I kind of just go about my business being like, yeah, probably most of these horses in real life are probably dead. I don't like that. I do think that that needs to be improved, but I don't like how it was. Okay, maybe that's better. Okay, that's a little better. Let's do a bit stronger there and a little bit there. Oh, like. Okay, wait, let's just. That. Okay, go. Okay, I like that way better. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's check in on chat here. That's okay. About the McQueen one. That's fair. I mean, I don't know to what extent that happens. And honestly, who knows? Like, so far I have a good opinion of McQueen, but that might change it depending. But if anything, that's not gonna be for like months. And then okay. Oh. Hi, procrastinauts. Hi. I recognize you. You've been here before. Hello, welcome back. Music. Let's see. Obviously this is, I'm sure, open up to the whole chat here. I am a little, I know how I tend to be like, oh, I'm kind of picky with stuff. I like a little bit of everything. I know I hate when people say that about music, where they're like, oh, I listen to everything. I don't listen to, like, everything, but I do, you know, there's, like, stuff I like from each genre. I tend to listen to more, like, I guess, like, alternative stuff. I do like pop. I don't like, I think, I don't know, is indie pop a thing? Because I tend to like more, like, you know, and I like J-pop a lot. I like, I listen to, like, Italian music. I listen to, like, Japanese and Spanish music. I do sort of like, ooh, I really like gothic rock, actually. I like a lot of music. I really, really like in music when, they sort of, like, I don't know if it's, like, blend genres, but, like, when they I love like a rock and roll thing when they like suddenly have like piano and like jazz music, or like they have like percussion and like wind instruments in there. I fuck with that heavy, I'm not gonna lie. But like I think a good like example is that my favorite Western bands are Fall Out Boy and Set It Off. I think that's like a pretty good indicator of like the kind of stuff I'm into. Like, ooh, if anybody's familiar with Fall Out Boy stuff, and if any of you listen to So Much for Stardust, it's one of their like newer full album releases. It's from a couple years ago, but genuinely some of like my favorite music work in the last couple of years. Oh, I listen to a lot of Vocaloid music too. Ooh, and I like EDM. I like a lot of stuff. I'll circle back to some chat in a second. Yeah, people who say they listen to everything do not listen to everything. I'm actually trying to get more into like rap music. I've been really liking Doechii. I had a coworker recommend me a guy, and I liked the song that he recommended me. I haven't gone in and like listened to like all of his stuff. But yeah, I used to be one of those people that I was like, I really hate rap. But it's like, okay, to be fucking fair, like, you know, Kanye and Eminem are not the only rappers. So, when I like looked into more rap music, I was like, wait, this shit's kind of fire. Yeah, I know, white girl discovers rap music for the first time. But I'd rather realize it late than not realize it at all. That, you know, it is, like, I used to listen to a lot of country. It's still overall not really my thing. Like, there's songs in it that, like, I don't mind, and there's, like, certain singers that I don't mind as much. It's still overall kind of not my thing. Ooh, soul music. That's fun. Yeah, indie pop feels like an oxymoron. It does. It really does, feel like an oxymoron. Yeah, I will say, irregardless of anything, I'm not big on trap music. I think a lot of my negativity from that comes from, like, the timing on that is crazy. Somebody literally just drove down my road, blaring it out their window super fucking loud. It's that, like, super, like, deep, like, boom bassy, like, I don't know if it's just because, like, I'm so fed up with people playing it super loud out of their fucking cars. I just don't fuck with that kind of music, personally. Ooh, let's see. Avant-garde rock? Ooh, I have not heard of... Yes, like opera strings, and yes! I've never... Okay, here, hold on. I'm saving that term for later. Because I always just kind of called it, I've always called it, like, gothic rock. Yes! Yes, 2000s, like, and like, stuff EDM. Super great. Ooh, okay, let me look that up. And I will listen to that later, and I will maybe talk about it on another stream if I remember to. Yeah, I'm always open to getting music recommendations. I might not always like it. The thing is I'm like, I am a bit picky. Like, I am a bit, I guess picky's not properly, like, I guess that's not right. But, like, I am a bit particular. But I'm willing to give a lot of stuff a shot. Okay. also think, let's see, I do want to sort of tidy that. Not have that be so messy. Because I think with that, I think I'm happy with the line art. So I think we can move on to coloring. Yeah, you could say I'm a bit persnickety about my music interests, if we want to be douchebags about it. Hey, and you know what, I'm fine with that. Okay, Evergreen, I absolutely will look that up. Because, like, I am, I feel like it's dorky to say, like, I'm really getting into music. But I've been singing for a few years now. I've never studied it properly. I never, like, got to learn piano or, like, any instruments as a kid. I've always, like, wanted to, though, right? And so yeah, it's a little dorky for me to be like, oh, I'm getting into music. But you know, be that as it may, it is, like, I want to start studying, like, music theory, and not to be, like, a stereotypical fucking VTuber, but, like, I do want to make, like, cover songs, and, like, produce, like, my own songs, because, like, yeah, I know every VTuber thinks that they can sing. But, you know, I have been working on my vocals for, you know, a pretty long time. And I feel, like, relatively confident that, like, I could do a halfway decent job at, like, doing something. Oh man, I don't want that to... Ooh, okay. So this is what we're... This is... Okay. So I'm gonna take the base color. And we'll do that. And then I'll do that. Okay, that was messier than it needed to be, but boom. Okay, base color. And then, what I'm also gonna do, that, and then, boom. Yay, technology. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if my, like, mic setup is, like, good for, because I know that there's some VTubers who do, like, karaoke streams, and I'm not against it. I just don't know how, you know, I've never, and to be fair, I've never really sung in front of anybody. Don't mind me, Chad, I'm just saving everything that Evergreen is telling me. Yeah, I don't even know how to read sheet music at this point. Okay, bye, Evergreen. Yeah, remind me. I will try to look into this stuff. But yeah, next time you're on stream, in chat, definitely remind me so that I can tell you what I think. Yes, yeah, sing Uma Pyoya's Fine Motion. Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe once we unlock super chats and... Yeah, okay. Okay. So we're gonna do that skin. Some base. And then we're gonna do hair. Okay. Yeah, I've been like thinking about because I've been like practicing us just the thing with like making like the idea of like doing like music covers is I'm like I have no idea how to, because it's one thing to practice like my vocals out loud and like do singing and stuff, because and mind you, I don't have, like I said, I don't have any classic training, so I don't have like, I do have an art background, I do have a, you know, writing background. I do not have a music background, nor do I have like a composition or like I've talked about this before on stream, and I did save some stuff that people said to look into. Because I still don't have, I've been really wanting to play around with a DAW, like for music software, or like music production slash composing software. Because I really want to learn that stuff and get decent at it. But then like, you know, you start thinking about like, oh, the, you know, like when I think about like the cover songs that I've seen, oh, I don't know why. Wait, why am I like doing that? This is also hair. But like I think about like, oh, the cover song videos I've seen like online, and normally I like, because I know it's like easy to be like, well, I normally just listen to them, like it's not like they need crazy visuals or anything. But then I'm like, well, I don't want to half-ass it. No idea how to possibly make like a VTuber cover song video. And sure, it'd be easy to be like, oh, well, we should just, you know, hire out to do that. And I'm like, I can't do that. That's not an option. So, I don't know. I think that's just going to be on the back burner for a bit until I can get like more. I do want to improve the visuals of like our streams too. I'm going to be honest, chat. I don't like, the streamers that I've seen who like have all this stuff on their screens at any point in time, I'm amazed by that, because I'm like, I can barely fit on screen what I have here. Yeah, I do feel like that's gonna have to be the kind of like music maker person I end up being. Because yeah, I like the sound of music. I've never seen the movie. But like I follow a lot of like music stuff like just based on the sound of it. And I know some people get by that way, but I do want to improve my understanding of it and like learn how to get into it. It's something that I've always like wanted to get into. There's a lot of stuff that I want to get into. And yeah, just because of like time or money or whatever, I just haven't. Like I had started before COVID, I started learning the piano. And like I have like a little like keyboard my friend gave me, but then the horrors happened and never stopped happening. So I've never been in a place where I could like really sit down and do that for a while. And they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. Yeah, drop the brothers SoundCloud. Yeah, because like when I see like you know, and it gets me wondering, because like I was saying earlier, the whole like, because right now I'm studying live 2D. And yeah, that kind of does come with like the burnout part of it, is that I don't want to like overwhelm myself by like studying 8,000 things at the same time, especially like once I get back into like my school year. Because right now I'm largely studying live 2D and then also trying to study like the basics of editing. Because it's all me. Like I do, and I'm sure you could tell. I do all my own editing, I do all my own assets, and given that I'm, you know, I might not be Amelie's level of scuff, but I am, you know, I might not be the scuff queen, but I'm okay with being the scuff princess. Because, yeah, I just kind of am. So learning, like, editing and anything to do with, like, technology, like OBS interface, microphone stuff, it's all been, like, more difficult for me than it probably should be. Because some of this stuff does kind of go over my head a little bit, I won't even lie. I didn't want, like, my lack of, like, tech skills to be a barrier into VTubing, though. So, you know, a lot of what we've been doing so far, folks, has been, oh my god, I just realized I forgot the other. A lot of what we've been doing is, a lot of, like, me fucking around and finding out. Which there's nothing wrong with that. I hope. But, you know, we've been like running on pretty like bare bones since I've started the channel. So oh, okay. Maybe I should yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay. Whoa, the breakup was so bad they nuked the SoundCloud? That's crazy. Yeah, that does happen. Oh, wait. No, this is not. This one's not. Accidentally colored that when I meant it to be the other one. Okay. Okay. Let's do... this. Yeah, because like I've been thinking about because like I really like Vocaloid, and I really like Vocaloid producers and stuff. I do want to, I think that would be good to like learn the music production aspect of it. But like I do want to get my own vocals to a place where I'm comfortable, like, because like I said, so it's very funny, because like I don't sing in front of people. Oh my god, why is this rounded bit? I don't really sing in front of people. And the times where I have has been on accident. Which like the times that I have accidentally sung in front of people, they said I was good. I did take... So I know I was talking about how I like took a hiatus from my art. I also took a hiatus from my singing. That's a little bit more complicated of a story. But I did stop singing for a few years. Until I moved to this new place. So over the past like half a year, I've been trying to work myself up back to my like old vocal stamina. But yeah, as somebody who like, you know, I didn't do like choir, I don't like it's really funny actually, up until very recently, because like I've been having, I know I've talked a bit on the channel before about how my grandpa is like a big, he's like been making AI music, and how I'm so like, we know how I feel about we should know how I feel about that by now. I don't feel good about it. But you know, because I was like telling him, I'm like, dude, you don't even do your own vocals. Like it's I wouldn't be like okay with him using it in any step of the process, but I'm like, it doesn't sound like anything that you've made because none of you is in it. And I like mentioned, I'm like, look, like I'm a singer. Like I'm like, even if you don't want to sing it, like I don't know, depending on the song, which after having looked at them, I don't actually want to sing his songs. But yeah, anyway, long story short, my, like, over the past, like, couple months, like, I've been having more and more family being like, since when the fuck do you sing? And I'm like, for a couple years, I just don't talk about it. Because I don't. Like, I'm not, like, on their ass that they don't know that I sing, because no, they're right, I don't usually talk about it. And I've only just like recently really started like being vocal about it. Because like I want to do more with it. Okay, let's see. Okay, wait. Let's check on chat. Drummer fell in with the wrong crowd. That sucks. Oh, yeah, 2019 is a rough, yeah, it's a rough time to start anything. Yeah, he still makes it, sadly. And yeah, he's been talking about it with like more extended family. Who I've had to explain to them what's up with that. If it looks like I'm doing nothing, also, I am organizing layers. I just don't have them on the screen because, like I said, I can't fucking move anything with... Okay. Still don't really know what I want to do with the eyelashes, if I'm being honest. Because, like... Let's see. Where is the... I don't know if we want to do just, you know, classic, do them in black. You know, that could be good. I've been liking the, I don't like that though. Hold on. Because I like the idea of doing them like a little bit lighter. But I could always do... And sorry, we'll get back on topic in a second, but I could do... I've been seeing like, ooh, okay, we might do something like that. Not exactly that, but... Here, what I'm gonna do... I'll actually do this. I'll color them in on a separate layer. And we'll figure out what we want to do with that later. Okay. Okay. Hey. Yeah, Tia, the only ethical AI music. Okay, let's... Do you think... Oh, okay, right. So... Gonna... do this as well. I've started liking just doing it on... the actual skin layer, but... I did a little freckles. But yeah, I was having to explain to my family, the whole AI music thing. And I don't think anybody can find it. I don't want to give a lot of details. He has a song that sounds like it's about, say, Gex. If you catch my meaning. But it's not supposed to be about homosexual activity. But literally everyone who's listened to it is like, this is... ugh. So my family was like asking about it, and like, yeah, there's like one song that's like kind of racist, and then there's one that's like sounds like it's about like butt stuff. And they were like, what? So they looked it up, and you know, like he gave them his where he's hosting it, like he linked them to it, and they were like listening to it, like with me right there in front of them. Like my grandpa was not there, importantly. They would not have done this in front of him, but they were listening to it and they were like, this is so gay. And I was like, look, I told him if he went full camp and like dedicated it to like being gay, then like, do you know how many drag queens would like love doing like performances to this stupid thing? But alas, he's like, no, it's not gay, meh. And I'm like, well, buddy, you might have missed your chance on like making it even slightly relevant, but because otherwise it's just about something else. Yeah, they were very odd song lyrics. They were very odd. Literally everybody that I've shown it to has been like, and he didn't intend for it to sound like. Yeah, and then the one that was like more uncomfortably racist, I was like, hey, you know how we've been working on that recently? Maybe don't do that. But yeah, anything I say about his stupid AI music, he just keeps making it, so... If anything, I feel like that's like sparking me to want to make my own music even more. To be like, fuck your AI. Like, I don't need your stupid AI to make music. I'll do that shit on my own. But yeah, I've been to be fair, I've been prioritizing studying Live 2D and editing so I can be better at what I'm doing now. I also, I don't know, I feel like the timing isn't quite good for me to like post any sort of like covers or anything like that online right now. Simply for the fact that I'm like, you know, I'm still a very, very small channel, and I know some people grow their channels by doing that. Which is great. I just don't think that I could, I don't think that that's the route that's gonna work for me. There's also the fact that, again, I don't have the resources for all of it. Especially not for, like, because I'm sure to do, like, a cover, there's instances where you could just, like, take the song's instrumental and sing over it. I don't know how allowed that is. The thing is I have zero idea of how any of that kind of stuff works at all. And I know we were talking before about how it'd be good to, like, make some, like, YouTuber friends who, like, do that kind of stuff so I can get advice and blah, 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 blah. But it does remain that the only VTuber friend that I have currently is Ocean. And she does not do any of that. She's been very helpful and informative on stuff that she does know how to do and does work with. But yeah. Okay, I think we have the flat colors pretty much done. Okay. So... which brush tool do I have it on? That's fine. Oh, oops. I need to have... Well, first of all, wrong layer. Ooh, well, then I might ask for your advice on production stuff whenever I get around to that being relevant to the channel. I know I'm, like, talking about it, so I guess that kind of does make it relevant, but... I don't know, I'm yapping just to yap here, man. Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, I want to do it, I really do. I just have no way of going about it right now that I know of. And honestly, I also, like we were talking about earlier, the workflow would be kind of difficult to add on more stuff. But I just imagine, like, eventually in the Discord server having, like, a channel that's, like, help me with stuff. Because yeah, I went into, like, I started this channel knowing what I know, or knowing what I knew at least, which was not a lot in the sense of VTubing. Did not know a lot in the sense of content creation. I knew, like, obviously I know, like, ooh, I don't know if yapping is a skill. I don't know if never shutting up is a skill or not. But yeah, I'm like, I know how to draw, so I can, like, make my own, like, assets that way. I know how to, like, you know, so, like, and then the writing stuff, I'm like, I can do video, like, I like video essays, I want to make them. But yeah, aside from that, I've just kind of been fucking around. I don't know if that's reassuring to hear. Like, any improvements I've made have been largely from, like, either people in my life who know some stuff or know how to operate Google better than me. Or have been, like, through rigorous, like, looking stuff up and, like, making my stuff better. Ah, now see, you have mentioned something that I have no idea what that means. I do not know what is that a Gantt chart? What is that? Everybody just making me look stuff up today. Visual project management tool. Oh. I've been meaning to look into, like, utilizing those. Because, like, so far my workflow has just been, like, keeping a to-do list and being like, okay, now do it. And I think that's, like, it's been mostly working okay so far because, like, again, this isn't a job. And I kind of just, like, do whatever whenever I can. But I know that that's not gonna, like, hold out forever. I mean, especially if, like, the channel does, you know, grow. Which would be nice. I do want it to. But I'm not, like, rushing it or anything. Okay. Then I do want in the bit there. And I'm gonna actually switch us from this brush, something a little rougher. See if this would be a little cute little thing to do. Ooh, okay, hold up. Yeah, that's fair. I've been plotting video essays for a long time, but I've only just started working on them in the last, like, year. Or I guess years even strong, just the last couple months. Okay, another thing for me to look up. Okay. Okay. I will look that up later. Like this. Hold on. Is it because it's going, like, that way? Okay, I don't like that pencil either. No. Okay, that's computer. Oh, these are barely showing up. Hmm. Hmm. I think I like the color. Maybe I'll lighten it a little bit. Doesn't need to be so, like, light. No, that's not what I want. One. No. One. No. Okay, so I do think that this one that I was using that I like. Not so much. What was the one that I liked? I think it was the tapered pencil. Yeah, I think I like this one best. So I've been making, so the one video essay I have on my channel is about Pokemon Ranger. And I am currently working on, because I'm talking about all 3 games. Okay, I'm okay with that so far. So I'm talking about the second game in the next video essay, and then I am going to be working on the third game in a third part. And then after that, I don't have anything specifically planned after that, though Ocean and I might be working on something together. Well, not might. We've pretty much agreed on it. But I don't want to, like, you know, talk about something that far ahead. But I plan on doing, like, a lot of, like, anime and video game topics. No. So all of my VODs and, like, playthroughs and stuff are on my, like, live thing. But the only, like, real video on the channel, because, like, I know there's, like, my shorts make it seem like I have, like, 1,000 videos. But yeah, the only, like, real, like, video is a video essay about Pokemon Ranger. It's not, like, I mean, it includes, it includes video, it includes stuff that, you know, from the VODs. Because the large reason why I did the playthrough on the channel in the first place is because I knew I would want to use the video, like, footage in the video essay. But yeah, so that's the first part of a 3-part thing I'm working on. And then, yeah, like, outside of that, like, I think in general, because I have some, like, non-anime and, like, video game related things I want to talk about, but, like, I don't want to get into, like, social drama or anything like that. And I'd, not because I'm apolitical, because I'm really not, but, like, I don't really want to do, like, too much on, like, current events unless it's like strictly relevant to whatever topic I'm actually talking about. So yeah, like I think for now I largely plan on talking about like shows and like anime and cartoons and books and video games and like, you know, sort of like media analysis, I guess. Even though there's like other stuff I do eventually want to like get around to doing, I think that's like the main topics of interest for the moment, I guess. And then we're gonna go back to... Alright, I do need to go back to this brush and then make it real big. It's not real big, but like big enough. Maybe not that big. A little big. Yeah, I haven't been trying to like think. Like every so often I'll like watch or read something and I'm like, I want to talk about this in a video essay. But then I kind of like write it down and make note of it and then funnel it away because I don't want to like bog myself down on like topics. Because already planning anything outside of like the, you know, already committing myself to a 3-part series, and then like having to follow through with it and like work on those. It's not been difficult. That's not really the right thing. It is time consuming though, so I feel like planning like, because I've been working on these video essays for months now and have no idea when I'm gonna like finish them by. Oh my god, what layer did I actually? That's important to know. Okay, I guess I'm putting plus that. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering, because at first I was gonna, oh no offense taken, trust me. It's not like it's a bad idea or like it's, or like it was stupid or anything of me to do. But you're right, it's an undertaking. And I'm having fun with it. I did pick the topic because I really wanted to talk about Ranger. And it like spoke to me versus like some of the other topics I'd been thinking about. So I knew it was the right topic. I'll fully admit I had been sort of contemplating on it for a bit because I knew it was going to be a big deal. I knew talking about all 3 games was going to be a big deal. And so I sort of like wrestled with myself for a bit on if I wanted to, because originally I was like, okay, I'm doing a Ranger video essay and I was going to talk about all 3 games in a single video. And I think that what I did instead was the better option for me. Because, you know, the first game, which has, mind you, the first game has the least amount of like actual content in it. And that video is like an hour long. So I was like, okay. So at minimum, that would be like my first video essay would be like 3 hours long. And if anything, it's probably going to be even longer than that. So I was like, I feel like if I do that, not only will it lead me to putting it off more, because like, oh, it won't be done, it won't be done. Like, it needs to be perfect, it needs to be finished. But also I was like, you know, for organization purposes, for a lot, like for, you know, for reasons, I was like, no. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this a 3-part thing, and do a like dedicated video essay to each part. So that's what I've been doing. Whenever I'm finished with that, the next one that I do on my own will probably be much more lax than that. Like, I don't think I'll immediately go into another, like, multi-part, like, series of a video essay. But yeah, I've been having fun working on the video essays, so far. Plus, hey, I mean, as a person who has enjoyed their fair share of multi-hour long video essays, I didn't really see a problem with making it that long. I just knew it would be a big undertaking. Yeah, you guys will eat eventually. Yeah, I played the first Pokemon Ranger game like a minimum of 10 times. And it's like one of my favorite games ever. You know, even though it has its flaws. Like, the games each have their flaws. So I'm not, like, the thing about the video essays is that I'm like, yeah, I'm not precious about it, even though it's, like, something that's, like, a big favorite thing of mine. I'm like, no, if parts of it are bad, I'm gonna, like, you know, I'm gonna say something's bad if it's bad. I don't think it means that the games are bad, but it has parts of it that I'm like, oh, that could have not been a problem. And they instead made it a problem. Yeah, I wanted the, because, like, the way that I sort of, like, pose the video essays is that they're kind of a love letter to Ranger, even when I'm, even when I'm criticizing it. Because, yeah, I loved those games growing up, and I kind of wanted them to be, like, I kind of want the video essays to be, like, a fun entry point for anybody who doesn't know Ranger, and then wanted it to be, like, a fun source of nostalgia for people who, like, did. But yeah, I admittedly did know that it wasn't gonna be like a overwhelmingly popular topic. But I wanted to pick something that, like, I knew was gonna be, like, easy for me to talk about, that I would, like, really be interested in, and, you know, wouldn't get tired working on it for, like, long periods of time. So that's the one I went with. Because, yeah, I want to make... I've thought about, too, because I'm like, there's a lot of other, like, Pokemon spin-off games that I might make video essays about. Like, I might do one on, like, Pokemon Conquest. because I loved that spin-off too. I have talked about before, like, getting onto, like, being like, oh, other, like, topics and stuff. Because like I was saying, I don't really want to get into, like, real life subjects unless they're, like, relevant. And I was sitting there going like, oh, well, I have talked about on the channel before, like, wanting to make, being at least interested in, Uma Musume lore. And being like, well, I guess I could, like, if I ever end up, like, researching the Uma Musume, like, stuff, making video essays on that could be fun. So that's a possible. Those are some possible subjects, I suppose. Yeah, Conquest was a good game. Like, because a lot of my gripes have been recently that, like, because as those who watched the video essay know, I've had an issue with Pokemon games for a couple years now. And, you know, I don't know, maybe, like, a good chunk of that is probably just, like, me being, like, you know, being a zillennial and being like, ugh, they don't make these like they used to. But, you know, I do feel like criticism of the newer Pokemon games have, like, valid complaints. But, like, rather than just, like, complaining about them, I was like, I want to, like, actually, like, I want to talk about the parts of the games that I like. Because, yeah, I think, I mean, my biggest criticism of, like, modern day Pokemon is, like, you can't make a game and put it on the market for, like, 60, 70, 80 fucking dollarinos and then say it's finished, it's done. It's a finished, done, finished, done game that we completed and finished and made done. And it's on the market now for 80 American dollars. And I open the game up, I buy the game, I open it up, and it's not finished. And it is the most, like, ugly, broken, non-working thing I've ever seen in my life. And then like a month later, instead of, like, patching it, instead of, like, fixing it, they're like, well, we're gonna do a paid DLC that might patch it and might fix it, and we'll add other stuff that we, like, would have used to just, like, put in the game for free. And I'm like, okay. You should be ganked for that. So that's my biggest complaint as of recent Pokemon games, but I also do have a personal gripe with the fact that they just haven't been making spin-off games. And like I said in the video essay, sure, do the Legends games count? I don't know. Not really. Kind of. You can argue it, sure. But yeah, no, I agree with you guys. Yeah, I mean, hey, chat, you guys are gonna be the first people to know if I'm, like, starting work on an Uma Musume video essay. But yeah, I haven't been liking how, sure, of course, I don't like how they've been treating their workers. I don't like how they've been treating, the people who, like, make the fucking games for them. I also just really don't like how they've been treating, like, their fans. Because, like, we deserve better than what they've been giving us. And I don't think that's controversial of me to say. is that like if we pay money for like a goods or product or service, we deserve it to be working and good and functional and not suck when we buy it. And then the audacity to charge more for a fix that for a problem that shouldn't have existed in the first place is crazy. But yeah, like that, like, you know, because we had like Pokemon XD, there was the like obviously the Ranger games, the mystery dungeon games, and yeah, you know, it's just I miss the creativity. Like the point of it all being like the spin-off games were like creative and new and like fun. It was like a fun spin on something that we were familiar with. So like when we don't have that anymore and there's like not a lot of creativity in the space, I've felt it pretty strongly, at least. Oh, hi, Tomberry. Yes, we are working on teeth. Exactly. If I buy the game, why no game? Yeah, no, I've been having an issue with Pokemon for a while, but Scarlet and Violet really, like, broke my brain. Also, okay, and I'm gonna say it, because, like, yes, the game was not finished. The game was not, it did not look good. The Pokemon designs, and it's not just the designs, it's not just, like, look of the game, because, like, whoever's been designing the games have been fucking dropping the ball for a couple years also. Like, the Pokemon designs themselves, I have gripes with. I don't think they've been good. Now, I think one of my bigger critiques of Pokemon is that the games have also just, in my opinion, not been very fun and haven't had great story. In my opinion. Hey, why are you doing that? Don't do that. Fine, do I go? Ooh. Cause yeah, like a big gripe I had with Sword and Shield was that it didn't even feel like you were like the main character of the game. It just kind of felt like you were there and had like no influence or impact on the world or the events that were taking place. Which didn't feel very good as the player. Like, it just, it feels like they've had, like, strong concepts, but just, like, nowhere to go with it for the past couple years. Which I don't think is acceptable for a multi-billion-dollar company. Especially when, like, because you see all these, like, fan games and creative projects, and, like, I've seen some in the past couple, like, because, you know, a lot of people are like, when they, you know, Nintendo defenders and such, are like, well, how many unique ideas can they even actually really do? Like, they've designed all the Pokemon already, sweetie, and I'm like, why have I seen better, like, fake Pokemon fan designs than I have, like, from the actual games in, like, years? Can you explain that part to me, then? Because I've seen some phenomenal design work from fans, like, in the past couple years. And they could be hiring those people. They could be hiring fans. Like, in fact, a lot of, like, studios and, like, game people will, like, hire, like, people who are good fan artists of their games and their stuff, because they're clearly passionate. they're bringing new ideas, they're bringing interesting takes and interesting like spins on things. And like if you need like new lifeblood in a company, then you need new lifeblood in a company. If the people that you're working with have run out of all the ideas, I hate to say it, but you need to get people who like have the ideas. Like, and you know, not that I know how to run a fucking company or like, you know, whatever, but I'm fairly creative, and I'm first and foremost, I'm a consumer. And it's just something I've noticed in the past couple of years. I'm like, I just don't think the people making the games have been very passionate or caring about it for a while, so. Yes, and they keep shutting down all... Okay, the thing with the fan projects is that it's the fact that the fan projects are so creative and so unique and interesting, and they're like doing something with the premise. And instead of being like either, wow, you know what, we don't want you to work on this as a fan project. Can we hire you? And like you should like bring, or like we can buy the idea from you, or like you should come on our team and like work on a game with us. And I know that they can't do that with everybody who makes fan games. Like that's not really possible. But you know, maybe chill the hell out a little bit. Like people are engaging with like your thing and they like it. Like, why would you not foster that? Yeah, Sun and Moon felt very bleh to me. Like, I will say, because I think with Sun and Moon and X and Y, okay, well, first of all, I just saw, wait, okay, hold on. I have to go a little bit back in the chat. Yeah, okay, about the teeth. Hey, I am proud of my little otter teethers, and maybe this is how people can understand I am otter and not dog. Because, I mean, sure, dogs famously also have teethers, but otter teeth are more of a big deal to me. Anyway. Let's see, what else can I do here? But yeah, like Sun and Moon, I agree with you. The tutorial lasted way too long, and I felt that the hand, like, I've been saying that the games recently have been very hand-holdy. Because, like, it's like they don't really trust that you have agency. Which is crazy that a game that thinks that as a player you have no agency and no autonomy, and yet they want to, like, they really want to make it big on open world games. And it's like, I'm sorry. That doesn't... Hey. That doesn't add up. Like, why would you... Like, for a game that doesn't think that you can do anything on your own, like, why do they want to make it open world? And... Because, like, I would argue... And it could be nostalgia. Because I think that the Pokemon designs in Sun and Moon and X and Y were phenomenal. I think Pokemon designs have been kind of on the decline since. I thought that the region and like the design work and the character designs in Sword and Shield were really, really good, but there's no fucking story. Like, what is even the point of those games? Like, nothing is going on, nothing is happening. Okay, let's see. What color do we want the backdrop to be here? I think we could be done with that. wait, I kind of like the blue. Maybe we could do a little bit of a lighter blue? Go a little more teal. Let's... There, I like that. Wait, guys, that's cute! Yay! Okay, I think that's it for the icon then. If that's the case, I can make that transparent and save that. Yay! Cute. But yeah, no, I agree. Like, the games have been way too easy. They've been to the point where, like I was saying, in Sword and Shield, they really, really hold your hand in Sword and Shield. They don't let go of your hand in Sword and Shield. And to the point where, like I was saying, you're not the main... I think my biggest problem is that as the player, we are not the main character of Sword and Shield. Leon is the main character of Sword and Shield, because he's the one who, like, anytime anything happens in any other Pokemon game, in any other video game, we would be the ones swooping in to deal with stuff, right? In this game, I think they kind of took the like, you know, the funny haha of like, why are the kids dealing with everything a little too seriously, because then they were like, well, obviously we have to have like all the adult characters who just happen to not be the protagonist, even though we could have a Pokemon game with an adult protagonist. We just choose not to because we perceive our audience to be mainly children, even though I've noticed a strong shift that a lot of kids nowadays aren't into Pokemon and adults are into Pokemon. I'm not saying Pokemon's not for kids. I think it should still be allowed to be for both. Just saying, just throwing it out there. But they were like, oh, we're gonna have these adult, like, side characters, potentially. Swoop it. Anytime anything happens, Leon is there fixing it for us. And we only show up in the aftermath of him fixing stuff for us. And that is, like, one of my biggest critiques of Sword and Shield. Is that I'm like, oh, I felt like I had no agency. I felt like I had no impact or anything on the setting at all. And that does not feel very good as a player. Throwing it out there. Okay, here, I do think I'm gonna add little shiny there. So yeah, anyway, tangent there. But I feel like it's a fair tangent. Ooh, okay, I don't like how thick that is. Yeah, there are a lot of kids who are into Pokemon. That, like, totally not saying that there's not. I'm just saying, like, you know, from the kids that, like, I've worked with, or, like, kids in my family, and it could just be, like, in my family and, like, in my immediate circle, but I've noticed comparably that whereas, like, every kid used to be into Pokemon back in the day, it's kind of like a hit or miss with kids nowadays, which is fine, but that's just, you know, what I've noticed to be the situation. And I think that they could do to, like, be a little bit more, like, aware of the fact that they have a lot of, like, you know, teenage and adult fans, like, who play their games. Like, nothing crazy. But, like, I'm not out here being like, they need to make grimdark, grungy, rated R Pokemon. Like, I've never really wanted that. I do want them to, like... I think it's fair, like, and even for kids, I think, like, because back when, like, we were kids, back in my day, like, we still had Pokemon. They just didn't hold our hands. Like, they were like, okay, you're smart, you're capable, figure it out. And we did, for the most part. Like, it's just a little crazy to me that, like, back then, kids were more trusted to, like, know how to, like, have problem-solving skills and figure things out than, like, kids nowadays. I do also want to... Okay, just a little bit of shadow there. I think that's cute. Cute detail. Okay, I don't think I need to color the line art, but... Okay. Okay. So yeah, considering it's almost 3 for me, and now that I like how this came out. I think it came out cute, guys. Oh, whoops. Uh-oh, what'd you do there, Buster? Don't do that. Me being like, it came out cute, and then it being like a horror nightmare. Yeah, I think it came out cute. Okay. So I'm gonna save that. But yeah, thanks for listening to me yap nonstop for for a long time. About all the stupid and some stupid, some not stupid stuff. But I think we're gonna call it there for today. Because we've got Stardew tomorrow. And then we've got Winning Ticket Uma Musume on Sunday. And then next week is going to be even busier. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for today, chat. So yes, thank you for hopping in and being as lovely as always. And yeah, I will go ahead and catch you guys on the next one. I'll call it there for today. Bye chat, bye stream.